As a young first-time founder, how did you go about sourcing your senior leadership team? For many founders at the early stage, it can be something that's very intimidating. They've got this great product, super
Yeah.
excited about it. They've already built out a very early team. But once you start bringing on people that are maybe older than you, have decades more of experience than you, I think it's a very hard thing to navigate. But how did you first source them? And then how did you establish your ways of working with them in the early days?
Reflecting on my first two senior hires, senior exec hires, one actually came very helpfully through my investor at the time, Octopus Ventures. They recommended a very experienced finance director, and she became really a lot more than that to me. She was very experienced and she provided me with a lot of coaching, in fact, and much broader support than what a typical finance director would do. I think she, again, was very drawn to my energy and my passion in the problem space I wanted to solve. But she also was attracted to the idea that I was young, I would need a lot of help. And I think she felt it would be a rewarding experience to provide that to me. And we had a fantastic professional relationship for a number of years. My second very senior hire was after our Series A. We hired a very experienced chief technology officer. In that instance, I studied literature at university. I'm not a technical founder, nor was I exposed to many technical leaders before starting BridgeU. So in that instance, I found a very specialist recruitment firm that was well vetted by a number of my peers, and used them specifically to help me meet seven, I think maybe nine or 10 in the end, candidates for the role. And funnily enough, a lot of it just came down to the human connection. And again, that sort of chemistry, that compatibility. I think, again, in this case, this individual was, I think, drawn to the same things. He was drawn to the passion, the enthusiasm, my quite keen commercial sense. And I think he felt inspired by the problem we were solving. He spent most of his career in different sort of verticals within technology, but he had a family full of teachers, and I think he was really wanting to do something more within education. So there was also an overlap in terms of interests there. But yeah, as I mentioned, with both of those individuals, when I brought them on board very early, it was around when one case before we raised our Series A, the other just right when we were closing our Series A. Again, I think I just saw the opportunity to really learn from their experience, and I had no ego about that. So coming back to that the importance of humility, I think that can be very disarming for people, particularly if they've been in much bigger environments where they've perhaps had CEOs who were slightly different in terms of their temperament. I always felt that I got more from them because I was humble and sought their opinion in a genuine sense, and treated them as peers and partners on this journey.